Hi, I'm Rana and welcome to Yoga with Rana. This is going to be a short chair yoga video, basically meant for all levels, but we're going to focus on the breath, keep it nice and gentle. And this is actually a big shout out to my friend Felipe and his friends at Oakmont Village of Davie. So let's get started. So before we start any movement, we really want to lock in the breath. So find the most comfortable position you can in the chair. Find a little bit of ease here. Hands can come down. If you can, lower your eyes down. And just pause. We're going to spend the next couple of breaths just really letting the body release before we come into our practice. Marvelous. Now, let's start to really dig a little deeper on the breath. And we're going to take a deep inhale through the nose. And we're going to fill up, get as wide as possible. And then we're going to exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. And then again, filling up. And then releasing it all. Again, filling up. And then big release. Now take about 5 rounds of breath and just do this, but find your own rhythm. Find what works for you. Now you have the option to stay right here and do the inhale and the open mouth exhales, or you can switch to a breath we call Ujjayi. So same thing, we're going to deeply inhale, but this time picture pulling up through the crown of the head, getting tall. Seal your lips and then slowly exhale through the nose. So inhale, deep exhale through the nose, and then filling up, growing tall. And then gently exhaling through the nose. And then here again, about 3 to 5, find your own rhythm or keep with the open mouth exhales. And as your body settles back down again, try to focus on the exhale. Make that a tiny bit longer. Now this nice calm breath is a breath you want to use throughout the entire practice. So if at any moment you start to feel the breath change, come back out of whatever you're doing, return to the calming of the breath, and then move on from there. So let's get started. So now we're going to begin to lock in breath to movement. So you want to find a really comfortable seat. So for me, that's pretty far back on the seat. Now we're nice and relaxed. Palms are going to come down, and then we're going to rotate them up, and this is going to be our inhale. We're going to inhale, arms go skyward. And exhale, arms gently release. Now if this is too much, you can do arms to your shoulders, and inhale, come up. And exhale, release. And we're just going to do this about 5 times. Inhaling on the raise. And exhale on the release. Inhale. And then release gently. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, gently release. Nice. Now feel free to wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. Just loosen everything up. Breath still stays nice and soft. And then we're just going to pause here. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Let it go. So now that we've matched breath to movement, we're going to move on and start to do more movement. So finding a comfortable seat, hands come out, and right now we're just going to do open palms. So the heel of the palm is kind of pushing out a little bit toward me, and we're just going to make circles. Try 5 in one direction. That was 4. And then 5 in the other direction. Just getting a little bit of wrist mobility here. Nice. And then we're going to make fists. So it's like your fist bumping me. And we do the same thing. Make circles. 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other. Nice. And then shake it out. Wiggle the fingers. Set them down. And then lift the feet up. And we're going to work on ankle mobility. So legs can come up or they can be down. Find what works for you. And then we're just going to make circles at the ankle. 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other direction. And they don't have to be complete circles. This one doesn't make a complete circle. Just going to what I can do and stopping there. Nice. We're going to stop, pause, come back to the breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Nice. So now we're going to work on warming up the cartilage on the side. And we do this so that we can continue to take really large and deep breaths as we age. Sometimes the cartilage and the ligaments gets a little tight as we age. So you want to keep that nice and supple. So find a comfortable seat. What happens is one hand comes down to the side. So that kind of is your brace. So maybe you want to scoot a little bit over. That's fine. And then the opposite hand goes nice and high. Maybe you wiggle the fingers. That's the inhale. And then the exhale, we're just going to slowly tilt over to the side. So if the breath changes, come out of it. Or if the cheek starts to lift, you want to come out of it. And we're going to stay for 3 rounds of complete breath. So really focus on the breath. So 2 more here. Now when you're ready, we're just going to slowly unwind so this hand comes down, nice and slow and controlled. And then we're just going to wiggle it out. So do whatever feels good, wiggle it out. And then we're going to switch sides. So opposite hand plants, this hand comes up. We're going to wiggle the fingers, create as much length as possible. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly tilt. Just tilting at windmills. And then stay for about 3 rounds of breath. Try to keep it nice and easy. Nice. And when you're ready, hands slowly drift down. Wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. We're going to do that one more time on either side. So planting, reaching, inhaling, slowly tilting. And if you can, just bring a smile to your face. Might be hard, but go ahead. I'm trying to smile. And then when you're done with that third one, we're just going to drop it off nice and slow. I'm going to wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. Make your own movement. And then the last one on the opposite side. So planting, inhaling nice and tall. Exhale, slowly tilting. 3 rounds of breath. Nice. And then we're just going to drop it off nice and slow, nice and controlled movement. Come back to our really comfortable seat. And then wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. Might be different for everybody. Take a moment. Hands come back to the lap. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Let it go. So now we're going to do some simple twists. So we want to find a very comfortable seat. Feet are firmly planted. So then you need to come forward a little bit, but we want the feet to be firmly planted. We want to feel secure on the chair. So one hand's going to plant just like we did the side stretch. That hand's going to plant, the opposite hand's going to come across. So maybe you're on the thigh, maybe you're a little bit out of the knee, and that's fine. We're going to push down through the feet. Inhale, pull up, get nice and tall. Close the eyes, and on the exhale, we're going to gently twist. So it may only be a couple of inches. And then we're going to work to stay here with our breath nice and calm for 3 cycles of breath. You feel yourself start to tilt, maybe push down through the feet. And at the end of that third one, we're going to unfurl, just kind of unwind and gently and slowly come back to center. Pause, inhale. Deep exhale, let it go. And then we'll do the other side. So the other hand plants, the second one comes across, pushing down through the feet. Inhale, get super tall. And then exhale, we're going to close the eyes down and gently twist. So you want equal pressure on the bum, so both cheeks are into the mat, into the chair. And then staying for 3 cycles of breath. Now one of the reasons we close the eyes down so the occipital nerve doesn't get engaged. So if you ever do these twists and you get a headache, try closing your eyes. And then as we unfurl, we're going to make it nice and gentle. We're going to come back. We're going to pause and take a breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale, let it go. And then we're going to do that again. So planting, wrapping around. Inhale, get tall. Close the eyes. Exhale, gentle twist. And then when you're ready, we're just going to gently unravel. Pause, inhale. Exhale, release. And then opposite side. Plant, wrap. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist it out. And then as we unwind, it's nice and gentle, coming back, planting the palms, deep inhale, deep exhale, let it go, and then wiggle it out and do whatever feels good. Nice, and then come back to stillness. So find a nice comfortable seat, but we're going to come forward a little bit, so that the feet are firmly planted. So for me, the bottom and about half to a third of my thighs are on the seat. Feet are in front of me, and I'm really grounded down through the feet. So what we're going to do are something called heel raises. So we're literally going to push through the toes and lift the heels. Kind of like we're standing in sky high heels. And then we're going to pause and lower. And we're going to do that about 8 or 10 times. So it's a pretty small movement. We're just coming up on the toes and lowering down. And just do as much as you can do. We're just trying to work a little bit on the flexibility of the toes. And that may sound really weird, but the more supple our toes are, the easier it is to stand and to balance. So I think that's 3. So you got about 7 more. So just go at your own pace. You can match breath to movement. Do any variation you want, just keep the breath nice and soft and calm. And I think about 4 more. Nice. And then this time when we plant, We're going to push down a little bit through the heel. We're going to lift the toes up. And then we're going to lower. We're going to do that about 10 times too, so just note where you feel it. The farther the toes come up, the more you may feel it from the Achilles on up. So just do what works for you. Just working on keeping everything mobile. And we're going to do this about 7 more times. Keeping the breath nice and calm. Nice, and then when you get to 10, we're just going to evenly plant the feet. Take a really deep inhale. And a really big exhale, let it go. And then we're just going to pause here. So we want to come back to having a really comfortable seat here. So we're going to scoot forward a tiny bit. We're going to place the feet in front of us really firmly. And you can decide what works best for you. What we're going to do is lift the knee up and starting to work the hip socket. So find a seat that works for you. Maybe it's forward a little bit. You're going to push into the feet. So light pressure, just keeping them steady there. Pick a leg, whichever leg you want, and we're just going to raise it up. So maybe it just hovers half an inch, a centimeter, it doesn't matter. Maybe you come up a little bit more. And then we're going to focus on the breath. Inhale. And then gently release it back down to the ground. Stillness. And the other one comes up. And then release. So we got what, 2 more on either side? 1 more. Lift the leg up. Nice controlled breath. And then release. And then the other side. Small movement, and release. And we're going to do 1 more on either side. We're going to try and stay for a count of 3 to 5. You choose. If it becomes too much, just release it and let it go. But let's try. Coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gentle release to the ground. Maybe wiggle it out. Coming back to a nice solid seat. Push down through the other foot, the other one comes up. Gonna stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle release. Maybe walk it out. Swing it out. Do whatever feels good. And come back to a little bit of stillness. Inhale. Deep exhale, let it go. Nice. We're going to do 1 more thing before we come into our seated Savasana, and it's called everything up. So we're going to sit back. We're going to find a nice, comfortable seat. Hands come back, nice and relaxed. And so for everything up, we're literally going to lift almost everything up. Not everything. We're going to come close to levitating. Feet come up, hands come up. And we're going to stay for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle release all the way down. We're going to do that 2 more times. So you ready? Everything up. 5, 4. You can do jazz hands. 2, 3, 1. I think I just counted wrong. Whatever. We're just going to go with it. Hands come back down. Maybe wiggle it out. And then 1 more time. And we're going to try and stay a little bit longer here. Totally up to you. Everything up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gentle release. Ah, nice. Deep inhale. Big exhale, let it go. And just pause for a moment, take it all in, and then we'll move into our seated Savasana. So the very last thing that we're going to do is seated Savasana. So So we want to come back to that really comfortable seat that we started at the beginning of class. Hands come down or out to the side, whatever works for you. And just allow the body to melt. We're going to come back to that really easy breath. And we're going to stay here for about 2 minutes. So we're just going to shut out anything that doesn't serve us. We'll be here for about 2 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll sound the singing bowl when we're done. So just take these 2 minutes for yourself. Just close your eyes down. Just really relax. If you're ready to rejoin your beautiful day, bring a smile to your face and just allow energy to come back into your limbs. Find a nice solid seat, and we'll take 3 breaths as a community to close everything out. So deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale, let it go. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. One more time together. Inhale. Deep exhale. And if you wish, draw your hands to your heart and exchange one simple word. Namaste, friends. Thanks for coming and hanging out at Yoga with Rana, and a special thank you to the Oakmont Village at Davie and my friend Felipe. I hope you guys have a wonderful day regardless of where you're from, and thank you for coming to Yoga with Rana. Oh, and if you like, don't forget to subscribe, hit the red button, whatever you choose. Have a wonderful day.